Hey guys, Laura Williams here with the Authentic Learning Alliance. I wanted to do a mini lesson on the J curve when it comes to change. So a few years back, when I was learning about project management and agile ways of working, I took a really great class with Agile Classrooms called Certified Scrum Master. In that class, we were learning about agile project management, and one of the things that came up was the idea of tiny experiments or small changes can actually lead us to bigger impact, bigger change. And so it's good to break it up so that it's easier to manage. And this idea called J curve when you're learning something new or something's changing. Okay, so you're at this current state, you now, and maybe you have this goal. Maybe you want to get better at basketball. It's over here. You've set sort of this goal and you're going to have to change the way you currently are in your current state. So maybe you're not really practicing that much and you're not putting in the work essentially, but now you've set this goal and you're like, okay, I really got to do this. You're going to experience this sort of dip. This dip is kind of the struggle. And a lot of times people often resist or give up during this sort of struggle time. But if you can hang in there and you keep working at it, eventually you're gonna start to see the ascend. And this is where your skills are getting better, you're learning, you're starting to see success, you're starting to get momentum because you're like, yes, the work is paying off. And then finally you get to your goal, I'm better at this, and that change has happened. This can be for things that you're trying to change to get better at. This can also be when just change happens to you in general. So maybe you had to move and you didn't want to move. So your current state is your current, address, but then this change happens. And at first you might resist this idea of moving and it's really a struggle, but eventually, you end up moving and slowly you start to get used to it and find your way around the new neighborhood, start meeting new people, and then eventually you've sort of taken on that change and you've adapted. And so that is the goal, is to adapt to find a better state of being. And this is why change is so regular in our lives. We are often trying to improve things, make things better. Your job might be trying to teach you something new to make the work better, but there's going to be sort of a dip in productivity as you learn and get used to that new thing. The takeaway here is to be cognizant that it's okay to struggle and that everybody does when there's a change. But we can kind of expedite this if we hang in there, we start asking for help, getting guidance, asking questions, trying it out, practicing, because eventually you will see that the ascend and you'll start having some wins when it comes to that change. So that is the idea of this J curve of change. Hopefully that has helped you learn a little bit more as you start to pursue big things in your life.